Well, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us this weekend as we took a look together in Luke 18 at the parable of the persistent widow. And one of the things that we discovered, you'll remember in our time of study, was that Jesus really elevated this idea of persistence in our prayer lives. He went out of his way to offset some of the erroneous teaching that had moved into the Jewish lifestyle, their relationship with God, that was telling them that it was only good and it was only appropriate and it was only right that they would pray 3 times a day. That persistent prayer wasn't something that God wanted for them. That their religious leaders didn't want them to bother him, didn't want them to come before God too much. And Jesus comes on the scene and begins to get them back to the way that it was before. Certainly we know King David and many of the people who wrote the Psalms and many of the people in the Old Testament, they didn't have this kind of a non-persistent prayer life. They were coming before God all the time, and they were pouring out their heart to him, and they were asking him for what it was that they needed from him. Well, I didn't have time to really unpack it, but I started thinking, there are blessings that come with this idea that we are to be persistent in prayer. And I'm sure you could think of a number of them yourselves. I thought of 3, and I just wanted to share those with you. The first one I thought of was that persistent prayer causes us to come close to God. You remember James chapter 4 and verse 8, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. And so when he has us coming near to him on a regular and on a frequent basis, and that benefits him. I thought about this, that benefits him because he enjoys having us close to him. He enjoys having us come to him. It's not the case that he wants us to say, okay, Scott, what do you need from me? I tell him what I need, and he says, all right, you know what, go sit in the corner. And when the time comes, I'll either give you what you've asked for from me, or if I never give it, Scott, you'll know the answer was no. But God values my relationship with him. He values having me come to him. So he says, draw near to me, come to me, and be persistent in coming to me with what you need. But it also benefits me. Psalm 73 and 28 says that the nearness of God is my good. And so it's good for me that God says, come and be with me, Scott. And as I draw near to him, I'm going to get benefits. As I pour out my heart, as I'm persistent in prayer, benefits are going to come my way. The second benefit then I thought of about persistent prayer is persistent prayer changes me. Do you remember when you were a kid, what did your parents say to you? Probably a lot of things, but one of the things I know they said to you was this: pick your friends carefully because you are going to become like them. And 1 Corinthians 15:33, if you might know it, it says, don't be deceived, bad company corrupts good morals. Now so of course then the opposite is true too, that good company can change us. Good company can make us be better. Now I don't know how this works exactly. It's a bit of a mystery to me, but I know this: as we draw near to God, as we spend time with him in prayer, he rubs off on us. And we become like him. And that's good for him because, as we know from our mission statement, we want to honor God by living like Jesus. The more we can become like Jesus, the more we can live to his honor. But then also, it benefits me. It benefits me to become more like him. Because then I'm going to look at the situations, I'm going to look at the challenges, I'm going to look at the circumstances of my life. I'm going to look at them differently because I'm going to stop looking at them the way Scott looks at them, and I'm going to start looking at them more the way Jesus looks at them. Now there's one more benefit of persistent prayer, it's that it gives God a chance to work with us. As we come to him and as I come to him and I'm asking and I'm pouring my heart out and I'm being persistent like this widow, well, it gives him a chance to come alongside me and to shepherd me and to encourage me when I need it and to teach me when I need that and to correct me when I need that. Maybe I'm off base, maybe I'm selfish, maybe I'm whatever, but it gives him a chance as I draw near to him and as I spend time with him, it gives him a chance to work with me. And that's really good news because that's what I need. And so, just in closing, and as before you get into your small group this evening, if God asks you to be persistent in prayer for something, let me encourage you to see that as a good thing. If you need to take a step back, if you need to take a step to the side and regain your perspective, by all means, go ahead and do that. But just remember that as he asks you to ask and wait, and to ask and wait, and to ask and wait, that good things are happening in you, and good things are happening in your relationship with him. And you know what? He's going to accomplish what he has planned for you. You can take heart. You can relax in that. You can have hope because of that. In fact, Psalm 138:8, David wrote, "The Lord will accomplish what concerns me. Your loving kindness, O Lord, is everlasting. Don't forsake the works of your hands." So be persistent in prayer, Emmanuel Faith. See it as a blessing and watch God accomplish all of his plans for your life. If you can do that, you know what I promise you? You'll be glad you did. You'll be glad you did. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for being in small groups at Emmanuel Faith. Lord willing, Pastor Dennis will be back next weekend, and we'll look forward to learning from him together. God bless and have a great time together.